Do we actually, Deb, do you really want to use these questions?
We do not have to use those questions. Welcome to The Couch, Tim Sowell, Digital Portfolio and Strategy of AVEVA. That's a mouthful.
It is.
So there's a thing called the metaverse. What's made it possible other than the digital devices and solutions we've got available?
Well, it depends. When you're looking at where we're going with the metaverse and bringing all data, well, obviously before we can even engage with the metaverse, we actually have to have all of the industrial information or other information in context. So as I go through and I navigate and engage, I need to have that in context instead of that isolation. So traditionally in our industrial market, most of our functions, products, plants, people have all been isolated. They've all been silos. What we're now trying to do is bring them all together from a data point of view, in context, and now with the metaverse, I can transform the paradigm relative to how I engage with it. I visually engage with it. Instead of asking it questions in text and all the rest of it and bring it up in dashboards, why can't I point to it? Why can't I navigate through it? Why can't I talk to it, empower it? So our objective is to change the way people collaborate and change, but virtually. Because what we're finding is our experts are no longer in plants. They're no longer in locations where they are. They're now looking at multiple plants. I've interviewed a number of CEOs lately who've all said, we're hiring as many experts as physically possible, but they'll be located wherever they want to be. And they'll probably never visit the plants they're advising on. So we now have virtual people all over the world who are advising. So how do I find my team? So when we're in social media, how do I find my friends? How do I collaborate with people? The next generation the people are used to collaborating. We've done that in social media. So why can't we do that in the industrial space? Why can't we just enable and determine where we've got that expertise and bring those communities together and getting them engaging on, we're talking about that cup down there. We're visually talking about the cup. We can turn that around. Why can't I do that with a plant? Why can't I do it with a system? Whether it be here in Australia, South Africa, Germany, wherever it is.
So we've got this kind of now permanent kind of change and ongoing change with the nature of work, made possible by that, accelerated by COVID. What are your expectations about how that makes people feel in terms of their wellbeing outcomes inside and outside?
Well, we saw it in mining in this country when people initially in Perth, they built some big operational centres in Perth because families didn't want to have fly in, fly out.
The dislocation.
It's a dislocation, especially the younger families with kids and all the rest of it. Now, so from a well-being point of view, people are close to home, close to their working environment, but they're now able to engage and learn. They're also able to change. The other part is a generation used to do work for 5 to 10 years in a row. We're now seeing people go to a year, 2 years to less than 1 year. I've got one customer who did an HR survey prior to COVID they were ranging about 5.5 years average in a plant or location. Since then, a year ago, they're sitting under a year. So people are not leaving the company, they're rotating in the company and moving to a different place because people want to change roles. They want another challenge. So part of the wellbeing is being motivated to go to work, motivated to enjoy. You don't want to get caught into a routine. So this gives the opportunity for change as well, and evolution, and obviously online learning and mechanisms. We're building the knowledge in about the intuitive because we're automating it as much as possible.
Lots of conversation today around sustainability. What do you see as the sustainability outcomes and dividends of all of this?
Biggest one is, as we start to do sustainability across manufacturing, we need to know where we are, first off. So we actually need to benchmark across all the food plants in our company and actually understand where they are, and then we can apply policies and people to actually do it. So most of the companies I'm dealing with have set up goals for 2030, and as you saw. So the ability to get information in a consistent way, to deliver it, and then have a few experts around the world being able to zoom in on it versus having to put those experts in one place. or in each location. So I've got a couple of companies which got 500 or 600 plants. How are they going about trying to bring down their 30%? So how can we remotely do it? How can we bring those experts in to change the way in which giving advice? Because we don't have all those experts going to different, especially remote countries. So now I can have the people working where they want to work, but contributing into the system, and therefore it'll be more effective.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tim.
Not a problem.